Greetings all, it's Blue Knight, and welcome back to Ratchet Clank, going Commando. Previously, we landed on Indako, the megapolis where Clank was taking his little vacation until the thief came a-knocking and ruined it. We did deal with the Thugs for Less leader, and managed to defeat him before securing some gadgets from Ratchet's past, and rescuing Clank. But now Ratchet is the one that's trapped, so we switch over to Clank to help break out Ratchet. That's exactly what we're going to do today. So this is nothing more than a refresher on what Clank's style is all about, if you played the first game before. The same controls apply here from last game. X for double jumping by hitting X and holding X in midair. You just saw gave Clank his glide. Square gives him his punches. You can press repeatedly for an infinite combo of punches too. But there's no way we could deal with that laser bot on his own, so like in the last game, Clank resorts to his little minions for help. But in this universe, they're called the microbots, not the gadget bots. However, they operate the same way as the gadget bots did in the last game. Just open your weapon wheel like normal with Ratchet, and select one of the following commands, along with some new commands that we can use to our advantage, but not for now. We'll highlight A for attack. One of the good things about the microbots is that when they get destroyed, they'll automatically come back to you. You don't have to manually select the follow command whenever they do get destroyed and respawn back at their original location, which is pretty nice. Furthermore, we have a new friend here, the bridge bot. Use it to bridge across gaps. So as the name implies, when we lead it over to a gap like this, open the weapon wheel, select the build bridge command, it will extend itself, allowing us to go across. Also some more microbot spawns here, so when they get destroyed, they'll respawn to a different location. Just attack like last time. And that secures another new buddy for Clank's growing army. The lifter bot. We can use it to lift large blocks, as we just saw with it, or with a block in our way. So select the lift command. I always thought this one looked a little different than the bridge bot icon. It looks like a really weird triangle to me when I first saw this icon. So let's do that. And the lifter bot will do as its functions, or as it commanded. So I'll quickly show what happens if we try to approach this laser bot's Clank. We get damaged. So that's why we need the microbots to do our bidding for us. Here we have another bridge bot spot we can use here. The bridge bot will automatically retract itself when you get too far away from it if you need it to be used again. So that's another handy little feature about one of our new allies. Unfortunately, the microbots don't get the job done, but we can stick them as many times as we want to. Eventually they'll succeed, and we can see that the ones lagging behind do automatically come back. The microbots were added to keep gameplay fresh, as we see one of these little houses here for the microbots to go into. Just look enter from the weapon wheel, or I guess the command wheel in this case, and they'll enter that little location. The microbots were added to keep gameplay fresh, which is why that they do exist in the first place, but it turned out that they caused a lot of headache for the gameplay designers during playtesting. But eventually they were able to straighten out how these guys operated. Well, more or less.
Way to go, Clank!
Nothing to it.
You did great. Now, let's go get that experiment back.
For instance, playtesters thought that the bridge bot was a one-time use when they could make it retract, but they were not aware that they could do so. So that's why it was made to automatically retract after usage. Also, we saw the salute command was an option for Clank's command wheel, but all it does is just make the bigger robot salute. It's just a cute touch, if nothing else. Doesn't really serve any major function. But now that we have the duo reunited, we're getting a reintroduction into how they operate as a team. We just saw the hover jump by crouching and pressing X to do a high jump. Not the crouching jump, the high jump. This is the long jump. While running, hit R1X at the same time to execute the long jump. And like with Clank going solo, we can hover over gaps as Ratchet. By doing the same thing as before, X in the air and then hold it again for the hovering feature. So nothing new for these two back in the first game. But what is a little different is that Clank comes with a thruster pack option. It has the same move as the helipack, but it uses rocket propulsion. You can select this in the gadget menu, just like so. This is more of a reskin if nothing else. It's a neat little cosmetic option if you want to revert back to this little skin that was once upon a time a feature, or should I say an upgrade back in the first game, but you cannot do the slam move when you have the not the hover pack, the thruster pack on. They took it out in this game because I guess in the grand scheme of things, it didn't really serve a purpose. Also, they added the thruster pack as a skin, so I guess that's another reason why that they got rid of that exclusive feature. But it's not like it was totally handy anyways. Strangely enough, I think when you use the high jump, it gets beat out a little bit by the helipack if you use the helipack's long jump against the thruster pack's long jump. Not long jump, high jump. Either way, the advantages with Clank immobility is going to serve you really well going forward. So we were notified that we completed all the missions in Adako. So we got all this taken care of. And now we were instructed to head to the other location that we did unlock as Ratchet back on Mactar in the Mactar Resort. Which means our next location is gonna be this place. I was wondering how to say the first word, but I swear, you cannot say the first half without sounding like you're swearing. So we're gonna head to Planet Barlow, that's what I'm gonna call it. I ain't gonna be tricked by the other word. There's no way I'm gonna try to attempt to say that first word. You can see it for yourself. You could probably have a good idea how it sounds in its entirety. It's like that Lord Wu boss in Banjo-Tooie. You cannot say the other half of its name without making it sound like you're swearing. But welcome to Planet Barlow. We can see that it's got a Gadgetron sign off in the background over there. This place has definitely seen better days. Turns out this was Gadgetron's base of operations before Megacorp drove them out and basically took over Bogon as their own big monopoly. Also check here. We also have a couple of weapons now unlocked by heading over to Barlow. There's the pulse rifle. I don't think we got that one yet. But I think this was unlocked when we could get access to a Adako as well. I'm not really sure about that. But we also have access to, well, that's the mini turret glove. I don't think we've seen this yet either. But too expensive for us to get at the moment. As well as the secret gun, fairly more cheap. And it's really effective too. Don't underestimate the pricing of this. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna purchase it right now. Because it's really dang handy. We can customize our quick select. Is that true? No, but it does fill out our weapon wheel, does the seeker gun. So let's see, there's a couple paths we could take. We could go up that way, but I think that's the optional one. I'll gotta find the one with the versa target, because that's the optional one first, so it might be over this way. Yeah, this is the way I want to go. So we'll start our swing shot that we got back on Adako. And we'll start proceeding with this path over here. Keep shooting over there. It's pretty handy that they brought the swing shot back from the last game. Also, a neat little throwback too, in addition to the grind boost that we got from Indako as well. I did end up playing this game first when I was getting to the Ratchet Clank series. So when I saw those items were being acquired on my first playthrough, there was a special connection to me personally. Mainly because I didn't play the first game at the time. I'm not sure when I did play the first game on my first playthrough. It must have been shortly after I got my hands on the second one. It was sometime after. So now we have the Hydro Pack. Press square to dive and X to rise. Push the buttons harder to dive or rise faster. And it comes with the Hydro Pack upgrade, like back in the last game. Hold R1 to swim faster while underwater. This entire gadget is a addition, or a gadget I should say, that we did keep back from the last game. As makes swimming so much easier. Trust me, if you did not have the Hydro Pack in the first game, you know just how obnoxious swimming could be. So count your blessings that you start off with the Hydro Pack in this game, at least as soon as you get Clank. I know we could go onto this railing and then shimmy our way over here. Also, the reason why we were not drowning in any way when we were underwater just now is because our O2 mask gives us infinite oxygen. This was not the case back in the first game, as we had to play a little bit before we did acquire that helmet. But in this game, you got the O2 mask outright, as I showed back in the very first episode of this game. Again, if you didn't have this before when you were playing the first title, you know how obnoxious the swimming sections could be. So count your blessings that you did have that and a Hydro Pack outright. And now we're being introduced to one of the new enemies on our adventure, at least exclusive to this planet. I kid you not, they're called the Gadgetron Hound of Cuddly Death. Turns out that they were a failed experiment that Gadgetron created. But coming over to this location will net us a Platinum Bolt. This was one of the few that I did not know about for a long time. Merely because the intro to getting to this route was very secretive to me. I didn't think you could shimmy on the rail to go behind the place that you did just pop out of when you were going underwater. So what am I doing? This is a good opportunity to show off the Seeker Gun. As we can see, the Hound of Cuddly Death are being spawned by that enemy generator. Strange enough, that enemy generator is not listed in the Monsterpedia at all. I'm not sure why. It's an enemy, you can destroy it, and it does add nanomines to your upgrading meters. Maybe they thought it was too generic that they didn't bother to add it onto the Monsterpedia? That's what I'm thinking. Still, it's pretty weird that it does not get included in that feature at all. So now that we got that Platinum Bolt, we'll then shimmy our way back over to our current location. Unfortunately, shimmying is affected by your positioning of your camera. So you'll have to move the camera a little bit in order to make Ratchet to keep going. That's why I've been stopping periodically when we're going across the first time. Going to the thruster pack, it was originally going to have an upgrade called the gun sled, which would act as a torpedo launcher for the water sections. But unfortunately, it got cut, so the swimming sections became normal ones. We'll go into what the gun sled is a little more later on. Believe it or not, this is not the planet that you would find the gadget at first. But we'll hold off on talking about that for the time being. It was pretty interesting to come across my research though. I didn't think that the Hydro Pack would have its own upgrade, and I kind of wished that it did. They didn't follow through with this inclusion in the final product, because the swimming sections in the first game and this game too, I'm gonna admit they're kind of lifeless and pretty uneventful too. I mean, once you get your hands on the O2 mask and the Hydro Pack, they're not that frustrating to deal with anymore. Swimming becomes super smooth when you have those gadgets. So I kind of wish they did do something to make the swimming sections in this game a little more memorable, but it just didn't happen. I got more of these hounds of cuddly death to deal with. We can switch off, and I guess I might use my chopper a little bit more. It is very close to upgrading. And taking on a swarmer type enemy like this, it's gonna help out to getting closer to... Where'd you even come from? Get out of here! To it, to reaching its capacity for its upgrade. Oh, I almost didn't see that versatile target there. I thought I was save the hover. Maybe I was, but I kinda got a little nervous, so I was panicking for a moment. Anyways, we found this fine fellow, but he's all frozen. Actually, before we help him out, Green comes first. Green comes first to helping out Ratchet, and now I'll help out the guy.
It works! My invention works!
Huh? It's called the Therminator. It fires charged thermal pellets that can thaw an ice block or freeze a body of water. Gadgetron will pay me millions.
Hey, I don't know how long you've been frozen, but I don't think Gadgetron's operated in this galaxy for years. Everyone buys Megacorp products these days.
Huh? Hey, maybe you'd like to buy it. Hey, maybe Megacorp is hiring.
Clearly that guy was frozen a little too long because he didn't get the memo that Gadgetron doesn't operate here anymore. But we did get its gadget, the Terminator. A very technically impressive gadget, if you ask me. This thing can not only thaw ice, but we'll see later on it's got a second feature attached to it. You might get an idea what it is by reading the name of it. And we're gonna see that second feature in action right now. Not only can you thaw ice, but just hold it down for a few seconds, you can freeze water too. I'm pretty sure this is nothing to sneeze at in today's modern standards for gaming. By the way, just go down this platform if you want to come back to this area for whatever reason. I'm pretty sure this little double-edged feature is nothing impressive in today's modern landscape, but I think for the time, having something like the Terminator in the second game of a series like Ratchet and Clank is technically impressive. I can only imagine just how much hardship it must have taken the devs to make something like this come true. You'd figure with an idea like this gadget that they pitched and conceptualized in development, it would have been really hard to put together and probably would have got scrapped if it was too ambitious for the dev team to even make. So I think it's pretty cool, pardon the pun, that the Terminator did come into existence in the end. Let's see, we're at 20-ish minutes here. Probably about 60 if I cut this down. Yeah, I think I'll cut it here for today because I know not only the path that we need to take to our other route is going to be quite time consuming, but the thing that we find at the end of the other path, which is the main one, is gonna take some time as well. So we'll stop here for today. With that being said, next time we're gonna continue our trekking through planet Barlow to see where we can find the Desert Riders. Until we meet again, farewell for now.